girl, Erica Wilson, the host of It Had to Happen show. You knew that you had to turn to God because He's the only one that could get you out. Such a blessing to be able to sit with you, son. You know, like in the isolation, sometimes we feel lonely or not being able to fit in, or this person is not going to bother with me or whatever. But that is the time when God says, "Be still." Right. And know that I am God. There you go. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm a single mom with 2 kids, struggling, rape victim, homeless, robbed at gunpoint. All those things had to happen to me to birth me for my purpose today. And that's why I'm standing here today giving back.
Let's welcome our host, Erica Wilson.
Great day, everyone. We're here live today with the girl, Erica Wilson, and It Had to Happen for season 4, episode 22. Yesterday, I got it wrong. For some reason, I said 17, but today is going to be very, very special because I have one of my family members with me here and to share her story with you all on today. And the topic is My Setback Set Me Up. So today, without further ado, before I bring her on, I must play this video for her really, really quick. So please do hold tight as this video comes before you guys. All right. We have the beautiful Miss Nekeithia Williams before you guys. How are you doing today?
Fine.
Oh my God, you're just as beautiful as ever. So don't be nervous. Let's go ahead and knock this out of the park, because it is your story. It is your truth. So there's no reason to be nervous about what you're about to say on today. You're actually going to help somebody. So if you will, please tell us a little bit about who is Nekeithia Williams.
Well, I was a single mother of 2. raised my kids on my own. Like you said in the topic, that my setback. Yes, I did have a setback, but it wasn't that my father was sitting me down or sitting me to the side. Only thing he was doing was setting me up for my comeback.
Mm.
Like now, I'm getting to learn. I went from knowing how not to have, didn't know where I was going to get it from. I came from a lot of miss relationships, and I say miss because I was focusing on a lot of it before I was focusing on him. So,
Mm.
or it turned around to now. I gained everything back. Yeah, like I said, I lost my home, my car, plenty relationships and everything. Now I moved to Atlanta because God always told me, if you make that one step, daughter, I'll make plenty. And I did that. I just packed up and left within not even a month. Now I have a beautiful house. I have a federal job. My kids both have their own business, and I am engaged.
Congratulations. Do y'all see that smile on her face?
It is.
But
It
see,
is.
that's one of the things like people do not know. And you said something that was so profound. You said that you were putting the people first before him. And you got to know that God is definitely a jealous God, right?
Yeah.
So you found the way, the way to go about doing so, putting him first. Everything else was, will follow. So through your journey, you was just being set up. It wasn't actually a setback. It was actually a set up. So
Mm-hmm.
by being going through the things that you did go through, you said you listen to God. And he said, if you make one step, I'll make plenty. And I'm telling you, as I can see, and I'm looking at you glowing here, to see the happiness on your face. And you're telling us now that you're newly engaged. Congratulations.
Yeah. It was a rough ride. I'm not gonna say it was easy. It was a rough ride.
I think we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. So till we get her back, can you hear us now?
Yeah, I heard y'all.
Oh, okay. You had paused for a little bit. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was saying that I met my fiance in 2006. It was a rough ride. Nothing is easy. Still not easy. Nothing's never going to be easy. Like I said, if we just put him first, then it'll come together. I don't want a perfect relationship because no relationship is perfect. But he was there with me from, when I say thick to thin, from homeless to now.
Wow.
I
Well,
mean, I said it wasn't nothing that was going to happen overnight, nothing that was going to happen the next day. I had got prophesied to twice, and they told me God wanted to change my surroundings, but I never knew what he was saying about that. And I was like, I changed my surroundings. Like, what do you mean? Your surroundings need to be changed. And then on the midst of it all, my son was getting into trouble, and I was like, okay, God, you got my attention. And sometimes you got to realize he won't use you. He'll use someone close to you, or he'll come through your kids. And for somebody that I dearly love, still loves today, it's just that he was using him to get my attention.
yeah.
Not doing the right things, being hard-headed, this, that, and that. To now, he's a phenomenal child right now. Got his own business, got his own place. Things need to still be worked on, but that's mine.
Well, and that's the thing. We'll never be perfect. You say you want a perfect relationship, so you don't want a perfect person either. Because God won't be able to use a perfect person because he's the only one that's perfect, right? So hearing that, we just talked about this on our prayer broadcast about knowing how to hear from God, or if you hear from God. A lot of people don't know how to hear from God. And they have to know that you have to sit in a place and just sup with God. You got to get before God. You got to lay before God. Sometimes you got to slob out the mouth and do all that, cry out before God. And he'll speak to you, trust me. And you got to know whatever you ask him for, you better be ready for it. Because it may not come how we want it to, but sometimes it can. And just be ready for what you ask for. And though you listened and you took that step of faith and you came here to Atlanta, that's a big move.
Yeah, I came in 2000 and I'm gonna say 18, I think it was. I went through two different jobs. The first job I got was paying $875. I was fueling planes at Delta. I was like, no, God, it's not, I can't do this. No, this not for me. And then I changed it around and I went to doing security at Manham. It's like I'm gonna say it's like you're doing like security work. So it does with people that get cars, so I check them in and out. That was paying $10. I was like, this ain't for me either. And then I did all the applications. I applied for the post office. Only took me, I'm going to say 6 months to get into post office, to where I was trying for 4 years in Miami.
Wow. Wow. See, there you go. You said if you made that one step, God will make plenty more. So we're going to go over to the comments now, because you have a couple of things that's being said to you. Alan, your cousin, first says, hey, Ma, I love you too, champ. And he say, hey, cousin, hope all is well. All right. And then we have Ma Norma, all the way from Jacksonville, Florida. She said, congratulations on your engagement.
Thank you.
Long time coming, right?
Ooh, I thought it was going to never happen.
So why that?
Because I guess I kept running into the wrong person, the wrong guys. I think that's what it was. And by me doing that, I really think he was trying to set me up for my husband today.
That's it. You said it. So
I was like, oh, I prayed, I this, I that. I was like, what is I'm doing? I asked what I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
And then he just said, you ain't doing nothing wrong. I was, as my way as he was preparing that guy for me. He was shaping him for me.
That's it.
And that's what he did.
He was shaping him for you. He was shaping you to be a wife. So you had to go through the steps of finding out what was wrong so you could get to right. And that's what we have to do in life. And that's why sometimes when we say our kids are acting out and things like that, we have to realize who we were once kids too, and what we did as kids. And we have to allow people to grow. Every day is a growing experience. Every hour for me, I know that I'm not the same that I was even an hour ago. I try to change daily. So that's what we have to give a chance to do. And I like I said, I see the happiness, and you deserve it. Trust me, you deserve it. But we only got a little piece of the story about going through. So here on It Had to Happen is my journey, my pain, and my purpose. So we want to go back to a time where you just had to say, okay, God, like, I know I can't do this. I have to solely depend on you. Like, I just know I can't do this anymore.
Okay, it came to a point of time that I was in my apartment building, me and my fiance now. We was in our apartment building, and I knew the stages what was going to happen, but I didn't know it would come so fast. So I lost my job. After I lost my job, I was laying in the bed. We was laying in the bring it back. We was laying in the air mattress, because that's when, at the time, we was clearing out the place, but we wasn't sure what time they'll come. And at that time, I'm gonna tell the truth, the sheriff came and they knocked on the door and told us we had to get out.
Jesus.
At that time, when they telling me to get out, I'm looking at him. He's looking at me like, where we gonna go? Can't go to so many families' houses because I was too ashamed of what they would say. How would they react? What would they?
We can't hear you.
My grandma, physically, my grandma.
Wait, fine, because your phone went out and we couldn't hear you. You said you couldn't go to a family member's house because you was too ashamed.
Yeah, I was too ashamed about what my story was. It's just what they would say.
Right.
How would they react? So it's not like this person that I went to, it wasn't my grandma. She just somebody who raised us. And I consider her as my grandma. And I went to her and I was like, Grandma, listen, this is what happened, da, 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 da. You know, it's just me. It was just me, my daughter, and my fiance now. So we all went there and we stayed there. And she welcomed him. Like my grandma, she said, no matter what, no man can stay with her. Oh, no man can stay with me, this, that, and that. But for her to bring him in and open up doors for us, it was like, at a time, I was like, where could I go? Where could I go? Where could we do this? Where could I do that? I wasn't working. My fiance at the time was getting jobs that was just paying $60 a day. we into rentals. I'm like, oh no, Lord, what's going on? Like, how can I? To the time, I just turned myself in and just started worshiping more, going to church more, paying tithes more. And then as me doing that, he started moving more.
Wow. Wow. And it's so amazing that you say we just talked about tithing too, because people don't understand in the Bible in Malachi 3:10, it tells us to pay our tithes, to him.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I struggle with that, Nekeithia. I have to be real, cousin. I struggle with that because I'm like, okay, I remember a time I was going through it and I needed the church for a reason. And I had to sit before 5 people to see if they were going to help me. But I was paying my tithes before. So they kind of like threw me for a loop. So I'm telling myself, tithing. What happens if you don't have it? Like, say, for instance, when you didn't have it, I'm sure you gave up your time.
Mm-hmm.
And money that tithing, tithing is not just money, it's service, giving up your time and things like that. But being though you say you paid your tithes, you started getting before him more, things just started happening, start falling right in place, because we talked about what earlier, God being a jealous God.
Yeah, and I 2 churches. The first church judged me to the bitter end. Oh, look what she got on. Because at that time, I didn't know, how to dress as into church-wise. And I felt I shouldn't have to do that because they should always welcome me with open arms.
Yeah.
Like that. So they used to look at me, it's the tattoo, it's the way she dressed, this is that. So I left that church and I went to another church. And when I went to the other church, no judging. I mean, you look around, people got on regular clothes, nobody not just in suit, this is that and that. And for this pastor to prophesize to me and say things like, I never knew him, he never knew me.
Right.
And it wasn't about, oh, see, you've been through this and been through that, do this, do that. It was God wants your attention. He never said, oh, I know back then you went through this, you've been through that, you've been through this. He said, daughter, God wants your attention and only your attention, on a one-on-one attention.
Wow. How did you feel at that very moment when he said that to you? Because sometimes people get scared of people prophesying to them too.
I'm in a church and it was the first time at the church. And he was like, first time visitors, stand up. I'm like, oh my God, not me. And he was like, yeah, daughter, you right there. I was like, oh, I'm shaking. I'm nervous. And he's like, do you know me? I'm like, no. He said, do I know you? I was like, not that I know her. Well, I got a word for you. Do you mind? I was like, no. And he was like, well, I'm not going to go too long about it or say anything that's not said, but I have obedience. And he told me to tell you that he needs a one-on-one with you.
Wow.
And said that whatever you going through, just give it to him. Don't speak about it again. Don't say nothing else about it. Just give it all to him and then walk away. And so when my eviction notice, I brought it to the church. He prayed over it. And he said, tomorrow you're going to go to court. He said, when you go to court, you tell them everything you're telling me. And when I went there, they asked me about a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. I said, hey, let me try to do that. I did the bankruptcy. It saved my car. It saved my car for a little bit. But I'm telling you, when I say God is real, I played around with it a little bit. I stopped going to church. I stopped doing everything. Boom, they came and snatched the car. I was like, oh my God. And like, you asked me for something, but then you turn your back on me. And now I'm going to take what I gave you.
Jesus.
He took everything I prayed for. He took it right back.
Well, it wasn't that he took it right back, because God don't give us things and take it from us. He's not
I'm going to say he hid it from me for a little bit.
Okay, yeah, because that's the thing. We, like my bishop say, what we do, that scripture that says God give it, that he take it, but God, it's not, God don't ever take anything from us.
Now you got me wiping my eyes.
Yeah, he don't never take anything from us. So yeah, he did hide it from you, just like he was hiding you in that church that you say you went to, right? You went to that church and you got all the judging there. And Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. However, if you wouldn't have had that, you wouldn't have got to this new church to be prophesied to. So you see how that works? You went from one church of judging to another church of prophesying. And what he said to you, I'm sure you say it worked for a while, but then he just started hiding things from you once again. And in that process, what did you learn from that point where he prophesied to you, you got that you prayed for, and then you lost it all again?
At that time, I thought that he wanted me to submit to 3 words. Oh. And those 3 words that he wanted me to say, I just was like, I'm not saying that. I ain't do that. The words that he wanted, and the 3 words, simple words he wanted me to say is, I have sinned.
Whoa.
And I'm like, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. And my sister told me, when I moved up here, she was like, you know what? You get a plate or you get a closet, make it out of your war room and talk to him one-on-one. And I promise you, from every house that I went in, I made one. Every house I went in, I made one. And I do slack a little bit off of it.
Yeah.
But it's not that I don't believe in doing it, or it's just something that probably else that took my mind, or something that I want to do on myself. When I know for a fact, if I put my hand out, he'll put his hand out.
That's it.
And I that's the thing I did. I got in the room one day and I put my hands up and I told him I have sinned.
Wow.
I surrender.
And let me tell you something, that part right there, can you really believe like those 3 words was holding up some of the blessings God had for you? Those 3 words, simple as day, those 3 words.
Those words, because I was saying it, like the day that I said it, I got the post office job. On top of that, I got me a car. I'm like, okay, that's all I said. But I had to say it with faith and not just to be saying it.
That's right. That's right. That's it right there. Guys, we're here live today with your girl, Erica Wilson, that It Had to Happen for season 4, episode 22. And I have the beautiful, my little baby cousin. And I keep calling her baby cousin because I'm going to show you guys now. She's going to kill me for putting this up here. But so more it be. But here we go. Let's go ahead and show this picture. It's me too. Look at that picture of me. You was cute. So we're going to go ahead and roll that picture down. Woo. It's coming, guys. It's coming. But we have someone in the audience says, this is touching me for so many reasons. I'm going through some of those same things. I am so proud of you for overcoming. Don't be nervous because you are changing lives. Hugs. That's my girl from Jacksonville, my sissy. She said, you changing lives. You see that? Don't be nervous because God says, even if you touch one, Nekeithia, you've done enough. And that's exactly what you just did. So Karen, can we have that picture that you showed us earlier? Nekeithia, are you ready for this picture?
I'm gonna kill you.
Girl, look how big.
Oh my God. Where did you get that from?
I'm gonna tell you. Okay, thank you, Karen. Look at my forehead, Kiki. Come on. Oh my God. When Teddy sent me that picture, remember Teddy from the neighborhood whose house we used to always go and hang out at? He sent me that picture and I just was like, oh my gosh. So today, as me and my mom was writing back, I said, oh, I'm gonna put this picture on here so I can show it today. Kind of nervous because that forehead was sticking out, y'all. But see, y'all, she was my baby from way back then. But now she's all grown up, engaged, and doing so very good here in the Atlanta area. Not only has she been gifted with that post office job, but God also blessed her with some blessed hands. Baby could do some hair. I don't know why she keep running from me and don't want to come do my hair, but it's okay. I'm going to get her over here one day and she's going to do my hair again. So tell us a little bit about what made you stop. Well, we might not know. she used to do hair. What made you stop doing hair? Because we just had someone here yesterday, which is a hairstylist, and she said she's been doing it for 13 years, and she loved it, and she's doing really well. So what made you stop doing hair, being though hair is such a hot commodity right now?
Yeah, I didn't stop. I just laid back on it a little bit. Working is not easy, and it takes a lot of your time. So now I'm trying to figure out, do I want to do this again? Do I want to do that again? And then my fiance, he just keep pushing. Baby, it's the hair, it's the hair, it's the hair. So now I didn't want to speak about it, but you done brought it out of me. I'm on my way to starting back.
All right now. See, listen, hair is never going anywhere.
Mm-mm.
You understand? And yes, I'm not speaking against your job. Oh, Lord knows I'm not, because God blesses us with things, right? But think about working for yourself, setting your own hours, being your own boss. Because I remember a time I was working and they came to me on a Wednesday, told me my last day was on a Friday. And I'm like, okay, I got 2 kids to take care of and I have bills, but I walked away with nothing. So do think about, getting back in. It's a hot commodity, but however I lead you.
I did a vision to myself, and I was like, okay, I always want to be my own boss. Period. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
I asked him, if this not for me, lead me to another direction.
Okay.
The direction that he gave me is to where now I want to do a cleaning service for hair. You know how you go take your clothes to the dry cleaning place and this and this and that and that? I want to do a cleaning service where people drop their wigs off. I clean them. I color them. I this.
Wait, don't get your vision. Don't get your vision on. You started first. Don't get your vision on here.
You started me. You started. But that's what it is.
Yeah, get back into hair, but don't tell your vision. I was listening because I was just watching something the other day, and from here at Atlanta, and it was these couples. It was a couple, and then 2 ladies that they were supposed to go into business. The 2 ladies told them their vision, and they went out and did it, and didn't include the people who they first sat down with. So write down your vision, make it plain, make that thing come to pass. Because you know if you ask God for something, He's definitely going to do it. You see it before, it done happen over and over again. But you know what you want to do. So that is awesome. The little part that you did give us, who would have thought of that? Nobody's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's doing that. So
I go to my fiance all the time, babe. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. And I'm telling you, he has my back 100%. I could say, I want to color houses. He gonna say, okay, find out how much the class is. Support I have from him.
That's awesome. And that's what we said yesterday too. Support goes a long way. That's exactly what you need. So once you decide exactly what you want to do, and I don't know why God just threw that back out there at me. I think hair is your thing. And that's just me talking, you know God for yourself. But I think hair, I'm talking about slay the hair, y'all. And this was way back before.
These took me 6 days.
You did that?
Took me 6 whole days. I got to learn how to do it bigger. This took me 6 whole days.
Hair's your thing, cousin.
With nails.
Hair is your thing. And I'm telling you, like I said, hair is not going anywhere. But you were doing this thing before it really got hot how it is now. You know, now
I'm in my kitchen.
Right. I know. Yes. And you were killing it back then. So I just imagine if you were to start this. And not only that, you start this and you have that type of service that you just spoke about, game over.
Even with the church, that new church that I had went to, like Mother's Day, I do women's hair for free. Kids, like I'm gonna say, like senior prom, stuff like that. I used to do it for free just for my name to get out there. Trying to do it in Atlanta, but you gotta be with the right people to do all that.
You got the right person. Tell them. Told them else you want.
Now I got time. I'm a little break. I could come over there and sit with you and talk with you.
Okay, well, I'm always here and I'm always open. But what I'm saying to you is you told God every other thing that you want. Tell him, make it plain to him. Don't be scared to ask for something that you think may be too big, because that's just the type of God that we serve. And he tells us we have not because we ask not, and we have to get in the habit of not just asking, but being specific of what we want. It's not wrong with that. He our daddy. We could be able to go to him and talk to him like that. So tell him exactly what you want and go ahead and do the darn thing. Don't wait any longer, because time is not promised to anybody. We're all here on borrowed time, and we're just trying to make the best of this thing we call life. And if he blessed you with them hands, you've been doing that way back, when you're in the market, you're in Atlanta to do it. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and do it. Regardless of how many others out there, just like the bread have different brands of breads, and people choose what brand they want to go with. Do it. I'm hearing it. Hair is your thing. Hair is your thing. So go for it. I'm telling you, go for it. Go for it. All right. Yeah. So go ahead. You have something to say?
No, I was saying, yes, it is.
Yeah. Look at her. She's researching now. Well, listen. Okay. So we spoke about the pain. We spoke about your journey. And now people here, we like to tell how you overcame it, right? Because we know that we all come from a past that people think that they know us, like I said, we change every day. Growth comes over time. So tell us, how was it that you were able to overcome some of the obstacles that you had to endure, some of the its that you had to endure? They were painful now. Yeah, it had to happen. That was that topic.
That got in the heart. Like it was to a way that I couldn't reach out to nobody, because I was like I said, I was too afraid of what they would say. I got all the laughs, I got all the talks about, I got this, I got that. But guess what? Those same people that laughed and talked about had to come back to me again to ask me how this, how that, how you did this, how you did that. And I get a lot of questions like, how you just got up and moved? I mean, that one scenario that not one person told me, two people told me, that he said, if you make one step, I'll make plenty.
That's it.
I did my research. I called my sister and I told my sister, listen, I can't take it no more. It's like nothing down here is going good for me. I do applications. Nobody not calling me. I got tired of just getting a job that was only paying daily like $20, $30 to just shop for people. I couldn't do that. I couldn't. That was not me. And I did a little research, and I called my sister, and she said, listen, I got something for you. This is here, this is that, this is that. I didn't even want to go to my sister.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was too ashamed about what people would say. But then, like I said, closed mouth don't get fed, and you want to know that somebody else will go through the same thing you went through. And that's the thing. I talked to her, and she was like, listen, just come on. Me and my daughter, we got on a Greyhound bus. I gave everything away in my house. Everything. Clothes, everything.
Really?
I came with one luggage and $300. We got on the Greyhound. I was like, okay, plane tickets are too high.
Yeah.
Then pay for this luggage. No, can't do that. Greyhound bus, I'm gonna have to keep riding a long time. I was like, forget it. My son didn't want to come. He said, no, I'm not doing that. I just prayed over him and let it go. And I just God to watch him, cover him, keep your angels around him, be the fence around him, and everything. So me and my daughter, we got on that Greyhound bus, and we came up to Atlanta with one luggage between me and her. One whole luggage. Every day I think about it, I'm like, wow, you did that. Whoa. And when I got up here, I came to $300, and I made the $300 turn into more than $300.
Come on now. Y'all heard it here. And it had to happen. She said her setback actually set her up. And you heard it just right here, just by her giving you that testimony. So that's why I reached out to you, cousin, because I don't know. I knew you had a story. I just didn't know how deep the story was. And that's sometimes when we don't realize the things people had to go through to get to where they are today, or even be who they are today. And it's so hard, like getting people to really let go of what was then to who you are now.
And you know me, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. And then everybody in my best friend, everybody in my ear was like, you could help somebody else.
Yes.
Okay, let me just get it out to where even the day when I got up this morning, I told my fiance, I don't feel good. Like my whole body just was tired.
Uh-huh.
It's like I couldn't move. My throat was hurting. I'm like, oh my God, I took some Theraflu. Then I said, you know what? Dang, I can't let my cousin down. I told her I'd be on at 4:30. Let me go get me some lemon. I did some lemon, some ginger, and turmeric, and I drunk it. Like, okay, I got to get on this show.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's how that enemy works.
I was scared. I was. Like how you say, it got to take a certain person to bring stuff up out of you. Mm-hmm. And I hold that in so long. I was more embarrassed than anything. I don't know. Because I was, like I said, I was ashamed of what people would say.
You know what? And I get that. I can relate to that, because I don't know if you knew my story, what happened to me. I did the same. I had to give away everything too. I was put out my apartment, even when your cousin made it to the league. Mm-hmm. I lost everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
that ain't feeling.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So you, like you said, at least you made that step on calling somebody. It's not that people wouldn't help you. It was you being more embarrassed in saying something to somebody. So like I said, I don't blame my itch that I went through on anybody. It's all on me because, like you say, closed mouth don't get fed. The Bible says you ask not because you have not. So if you asked, I probably could have got, some help. But the thing is, being embarrassed and not really wanting to be talked about, So that's just a trick of the enemy, though, because that's the help that I probably would have got. And I probably wouldn't have had to go through some of the things. Well, no, it had to happen. Just how God lined that thing up. So it had to happen. The it's had to happen. Just like for you, those it's had to happen. It birthed you for your purpose. And here you are today. You say everywhere you went, you built a war room, a prayer closet. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times people don't understand. It don't have to be no big old room. Mm-mm. It's something you set aside. Get over there in that corner and cry out to God, talk to God, write whatever you need to write. Nekeithia, I pray, but I like to write my prayers down because I feel like the enemy wants the enemy hear what I'm praying for. He know what areas to attack, right?
I write it down and put it right on that wall.
There you go, right there. Yes, ma'am. But encourage anybody to build a little war room. And that's space you go into. And it's just you and God. And the thing that you begin when you sup with God and you talk with God and you make it plain to God, because He already know what you're going through, what you're gonna do, what you're about to get into. He know all of that before it even happened.
Because when my sister always tell me to make it, I'm like, man, that ain't work. That ain't gonna work for me. Like that ain't gonna happen. To now, what I'm going through now, I put it in. I just made one like 2 days ago. No, yesterday. I made it yesterday, and I had to go on. I was like, okay. My fiance got a lot of shoes. I got a lot of shoes. We got a lot of clothes. Okay. He get home, he gonna be kind of mad at me because I pushed my clothes more on his side just to make that little space. And I did. And I put all our kids up and everything. And this morning I got up before it was time to get on the show. I went in the room and I did. And I was like, all I could hear him say is, you got it.
Isn't it an awesome thing to be able to hear from God and know that that's Him speaking to you?
Mm-hmm. Like I could even go to sleep. Like I don't vision my mom. I never had a dream about my dad. Never, ever, ever, ever. My dad never came to me. My mom came to me once, but I keep having dreams with my sister.
Wow.
And that was another thing that just broke me completely down because that's somebody that I argue with. Then the next day we back friends. So much trouble like I got in trouble with. So many people I argue with because of her. But seeing, like I said, everybody, seeing someone take their last breath and there's nothing you can do, that is so hurting. Like so hurting. And I didn't even just see it with my mom. I saw it just my sister. I saw my mom also. You know me with my dad. I was in Atlanta when that happened. So it's nothing I could have did.
But go back to that because people that's logged in may not know your story. So you're saying about your sister and your mom. Her mom and her sister is no longer here. So walk through that for a little bit because people might say, what is she talking about? So just go ahead and reiterate.
Okay. 10 years old. I was 10 years old. I was staying in Atlanta. I just can't I don't know why my mama sent me up here. I guess she probably sucked, but I was just, like I said, my son is giving me every spit of me when I was little. And paying for it. When I say paying for it, I am paying for it. But my mom sent me up here and I went back down. On top of that, my brother got shot. He was the only boy. So that triggered my mom's health. My mama didn't tell us she had lupus. She never told us that because she knew it would worry us. So after he got shot, it's like she started giving up. So my mom had a brain stroke. On top of that, just seeing her lifeless, like it hurts you so bad because there's nothing you can do for her. Just her sitting there like can't talk, can't this, can't that. Now fast forward, I don't know, with lupus, it's like a trend. It's a family trait. So my little sister got it. They always say the littlest one has it. So my little sister had it, like being me and my, everybody know, if they know me, wherever you saw me, you saw Nene. That just was up. We was like a Bonnie and Clyde. And at that point of her passing away, it's like I lost everything, like everybody. Like there's no more I could talk to, nobody I could share my stories with, nobody I could say nothing else to. Yeah, I could talk to my sister now, but back then, she was like my mama. Still is, think she's my mama. So I can't go to her and say. So I guess by me missing her so much, I dream about her so much. I don't know, she just come all the time. Like the last dream I had of her, she was sitting on the side of the bed and she was holding a baby. Don't know who baby it was. I don't know. I rebuked that one because it wasn't mine. Like, I said, girl, baby, you holding? She said, oh, this your baby. I said, no, that's not my baby. She said, and the baby was so pretty, so pretty. So when I woke up in a dream, I'm thinking it'd go away, but Nene was still sitting at the end of that bed.
Your bed?
The end of my bed. Let me close my eyes and wake up again. And when I did that, it just vanished. She was gone. She always come to me. Like when I say always come to me, I have a dream with us in the club, everything.
Wait, so she come to you in your dreams? Or you physically? Well, not physically.
No, that came to me in my dream. But when I woke up, I still saw her spirit sitting there. And I looked and said, wait a minute, like no, that's so scary. But then when I asked her about it, and I told them that I saw a feather in the front of my home. And they say when you see feathers, that lets you know your angels are close, are watching you.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he told me when I inboxed him one day, the apostle, and I said, Apostle, I saw a feather in front of my house. He said, good, keep it there, let it stay there. And I promise you not, cousin, that feather stayed there for 3 days. I never moved it. The wind never moved it, nothing. So then I had that dream of Nene.
Wow. Well, I want to tell you, yeah, it's definitely scary because when you have a visit, I was always told like they're coming to warn you or to even let you know that they're okay, especially if they know your heart is just, like just really not letting go. They just want to let you know that they're okay. So you just never know. Have you ever heard about the red bird? The red bird letting you flying.
Oh, I see them a lot. One was on my porch, and it's so sad. It's so that you say it, and I showed my fiance, I'm like, babe, listen, the red bird, and it detect the motion on the alarm on the camera.
Yeah,
a bird, really? And it was a red
birds let you know that your loved ones is okay. And I'm gonna tell you something. One day, me and my mom was leaving. A red bird sat in my street. And I was afraid to pick it up. I didn't know if it was hurt or not, but I know that normally when you go by a bird, it moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
This bird wouldn't move. And I'm telling myself, okay, if a car comes, it's going to hit the bird. But that red bird was gorgeous. And it just sat there. And when I came at Nekeithia, somebody had done smushed the bird, ran the bird over. And I said to myself, what does that mean? And I'm waiting to get an answer because I want to know what does that mean. I'm talking about like a pancake. But it just sat right in front of my house and it did not move. But
And like when you say that they do let you know they okay, I used to cry every day about Nene. When I say every day, and I think that's why she kept coming to now. Okay, occasionally I think about it. I won't cry as much as I used to because my mom, before my mom passed away, and I used to always think about my dad. Like, dang, I was one of them kids that don't have no dad memories because I don't remember none of them. And she used to always say, the more you cry, the more they worry.
yeah.
So if you stop crying, he can rest.
Mm.
And that's how I think. Like I used to always say, well, dang, my daddy, why did he have to go so early?
You know, and that's one of the things we never will understand.
Mm-mm.
And I can at least say and encourage you. You had, how old were you when Hector passed away?
I was 10.
You got 10 years. I only got 5.
10
So
years
a
that I
lot of
don't nothing.
see, and that's the thing too. Like I know I remember a couple of things with my dad because that day when he passed, I was supposed to go with him. You know, because I used to go with him. I used to be on his hip. But the thing is, we never get probably the answers that we're looking for. But like you said, she came to you in a dream to let you know, like, sis, I'm good. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just and people sometimes often say, well, I wish they could have stayed, but did you really want them to suffer?
Mm-mm.
You see,
Mm-mm.
you really want them to suffer. So, and then that's just probably being real. It's just probably the selfish part of us because we didn't have to endure what they had to endure. But being though that's our loved one, yeah. Because I sometimes question God, like, God, why did you have to take my dad so soon? He couldn't see his grandkids, see how his daughter and his sons turned out. And it's been
That's
5. I gotta tell my
my,
age.
my
It went
mom.
on 4 years.
My mom nor my dad saw my kids. My mom saw my son when he was 1. That was it. So my mom didn't see my daughter. My dad didn't see my daughter. That's why now they be like, "Oh, you cherish your grandchild." Of course I do. I do. I cherish her to the bitter end because my mom wasn't there to see mine.
Mm. We're gonna speak about being a grandma. Well, I'm not no grandma. I don't know what your grandbaby call you, but
You gonna
I'm
be
not grandma. I'm a Bella, okay? But being though that you just brought that up, that's I'm gonna just say it. Being a grandma is a feeling that you cannot describe.
cousin. I used to always tell my son, "Don't you make me no grandma. I'm too young." But when baby came, oh my God.
Yeah.
Used to stay with me in Atlanta. When they moved back, oh, my heart was so crushed.
Oh.
Oh, it was so crushed. Like, you taking my baby away, and then when you get on the phone with her, she know how to call you, cuz. She know how to get on the iPad and FaceTime you.
How old is she?
Kalani too.
Oh my God. Maybe that was the baby.
Maybe.
Maybe that
Now,
was the
the
baby.
new baby. You know, I got 2 now.
No.
I have, I think she was 7 months. 7 months, and then I have the 2-year-old. But the 2-year-old is every bit of him. The
Really?
attitude, the rolling her eyes, the talking back. And I be me, being me, grandma, I be like, go ahead, Kalani, do what you gotta say. And
Now, I'm glad you said that. So, okay, in grandma mode and in mommy mode. Now, would you have accepted that from your children? Be
I,
honest.
I, uh-uh. She's special. She's real special. I mean, I hate to say it, but you gotta, because when she get on the phone, when I get on the phone, she know who TT is. She know who she know my fiance. When she see him, she say Papa. When she see me, she say Nana. Like she knows her colors. Oh my, I'm like, wow.
I said to the pandemic babies,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
did.
so freaking smart. Your little cousin Chase Allen having another one too. So we both gonna be grandmas twice.
Oh my gosh.
So the baby will be here next month, and we don't know
And
if it's a boy or a girl. We don't know. They don't want to know yet. So June 24th, Alan will be having his second child, girl. And I'm telling you, Chase is the same way. He's not talking as much, but he can say certain words. But honey, let me tell you, it's
a big one.
That feeling of being a grandma is like, oh my gosh. And you know, I know how you feel because I'm a long ways from him. I even thought about, God told me to move here to Atlanta too, and I didn't know why. I even thought about going back home. But I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
If he ever decides to move me, we're moving further up. We're not going back. We're not going backwards.
And we don't have much time to talk about that, but that's reiterate on that, because see, people don't understand, like, why wouldn't you want to move back? Because you have family in both places though. But
here, Atlanta gave me so much opportunities. Atlanta is a friendly state. You got those that help you and don't even know you. You got those that support you and don't even know you. To back home, you got others, not all. I'm not gonna say all. You got some worrying about, oh, you selling what I'm selling, you doing what I'm doing. You know, here you got women that actually tell you, baby, this is where I got this and that from. Go get it for you. And I feel like opportunities here, like a lot of doors was closed in Miami, but more was open in Atlanta.
Well, and then too, well, we ain't gonna knock when we stay because we 3 or 5 all day.
Of course.
Thing is, maybe we was just surrounding ourselves around the wrong ones in Miami. We're not gonna, and you did say, you made it clear, like you're not saying all, but maybe we just surrounded ourselves around the wrong ones who don't want to see us eat. But whenever it's time for us to eat, you better believe and know for sure God is gonna make it happen, regardless of what anybody gotta say. And wherever you are, He's gonna make it happen. But I do get what you're saying, like, as far as the support and actually pushing you. And I always heard, be around people who have more. It'll make you want to work harder to get to where you want to be, right? So you have a gift, and I'm talking about a good gift. And I told you, a gift that I can't do a ponytail, you know, but hair is your thing, Nekeithia. And regardless if you're in Miami or Atlanta or even Chicago or Texas, wherever it is, if that's the gift that God has given you, trust He's going to make provision for you to have everything that He say that you can have. You know, you may want some of the things, but He's going to make sure you have everything that you need. And yes, we know that sometimes the backbiting and all that can be, we were born and raised in Miami. That's all we know, right?
I didn't put it as that, like that with Miami. I felt as that if He told me to change my surrounding, why would I back on Him? Why would I turn away from Him?
You helped me. You helped me, because I'm telling you, I was wanting, like, my first grandson, like my first grandchild. Like, you know, I really missed him, you know, but no. Like you said, you just helped me. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Why would, if I say that God told me to move here, who am I to say I'm going to go back home just because I'm missing my grandbaby? Get on that plane. We can get on.
As long as I can FaceTime you every day, all day, I'm okay with that. But I would never be disobedient and do that again. No, not doing it. I'm not going back.
Right there, but we have some more comments in the section. Let's go to it really quick. Come on here. We have Miss Cena Weena. She says, OMG, speak it. Someone on Facebook says, Alan looked just like me. I try to tell him, y'all, but he don't want to believe me. And everybody used to say, Nekeithia looks just like me too. All right, so Portia, hey, woman of God. She says, I hear that often. Wait, is that Portia from Miami? Yes, it is. Yes. And she said, and it's a shame. It is true like that in Miami. Unfortunately, sad to say, but it is. And again, like I said, we definitely have to surround ourselves around people who want to see us win. And it's not saying that, you know, anybody is bad. They just don't know. And the Bible says, forgive them for they know not what they do. And that's just what we got to do. Because whatever God has for you, Kiki, is for you. Nobody else can stop that. No man, no woman, no whatever it may be can stop whatever God has for you. Because look at the things that you have now, and look at the experiences He's allowing you to have, and you're being a good steward. None of us, and I mean, must keep it real. I love God. I can't say that I pray every day, know that I should, but I do give Him His glory every day. Now that I do, sometimes you do fall off, but He said you draw nigh to Him, He'll draw nigh to you. So He never took His hand off of you, even though you kind of like got what you wanted, but you got back on track. You said it, you admitted. That's what God deals with, that heart posture. When you can admit 3 words you say He wanted you to say, I have sinned. And when you did that, what happened for you?
Everything started coming together.
That's it. So if you have someone that's under the sound of your voice right now that may be going through, maybe taking need to take that leap of faith, God may have told them to take that move or make that move. Not just moving out of town, but making some type of move. So if you have someone that's under the sound of your voice now, what words would you use to encourage them?
I'll tell them to seek Him first.
That
He's a jealous God. He's very jealous. And like you said, like I told before, a closed mouth don't get fed. Get all the information that you could get all the help that you could get. Don't sit back and try to figure things out on your own, because it won't go right.
You heard it here. It had to happen with Erica Wilson. I have the beautiful Nekeithia Williams, soon to be
Miss Edward.
Ooh, look at that smile, y'all. Y'all see it? Y'all see it here. Lay around for it. Kiki, we're so honored to have you here. Thank you for accepting my invitation. You're more than welcome to come back whenever you feel the need. It wasn't so hard, right? You see that? And look, someone says this is touching me for so many reasons. I'm going through some of those things so that it that happened for you, look how you just, I always say that it that happened to you for you to share with someone else. And look what you just did. Just by you taking a leap of faith and coming here today to tell your story, Miss Sina Weena, all the way from Jacksonville, you touched her. You touched her. So thank you for that. We're going to go ahead and let you thank our audience on the day before we leave, because we can't do this without each and every one of you. So we're going to let you take the time to thank your guests for coming on here today and hearing your setback was actually your setup.
Thank you, everybody. It was a pleasure to talk with you guys. And like I said, my setback is my comeback. And my comeback is returning. And this is the time for me to return. See you guys.
You heard it here. So guys, please do, if you can, meet me back here on next Monday, God's willing. We have our prayer broadcast at 5:30 with the Bishop Kenny Berry and the beautiful Satara J. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss. We're on this thing called beta versus bait. Kiki, that thing is, listen, have you even heard of beta? I didn't.
Try to send me the information.
Oh, I definitely will, because that right there, part 1 was fire. So I know part 2 is definitely going to go higher. Every round goes here. It had to happen goes higher and higher, because it's nobody but God that's doing a thing here. And this is His business. And I thank God for Him giving me the vision and putting it before you all. So guys, if you can, 5:30 next Monday, I'd love to have you. And then next Tuesday, I have the beautiful, I want to say I have a mental health therapist, Miss Natasha Pierre. And then that Wednesday is our NFL mom show and family show. So please do come back. Go ahead and hit the notification button, hit the subscribe button. We'll love to have you guys. And then let you know every time we go here live that it had to happen. Shouts out to you, Karen, which is my producer. She's behind the scenes. She had a fabulous 55th birthday on yesterday. So thank you. Shouts out to you. Kiki, let's go ahead and send out our audience some virtual hugs. And I'm hugging you from afar since you won't come see me.
I'll be tomorrow. I'm coming tomorrow. I promise.
Okay, that's perfect. And some virtual love, because guys, we love here at It Had to Happen. Until next time, God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Erica's Empowering Empire. 88 Blessings Soar Movement. It had to happen in a beauty so rare.
We'd love for you to join us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, It Had to Happen with Erica Wilson, following our social media.